Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul,
And I'm Dave.
and this week we're discussing the episode A New World. This episode originally aired May 6th, 2002, attracting approximately 5.17 million viewers, which is the second highest for the season.
Not surprising with what they've had from the last episode heading into this.
Yes. Alrighty, so let's start off with the number one movie at the box office this week, Dave. Any idea what it might be?
Let's see. Again, from last week with the Spider-Man. Again, it is the first Spider-Man movie, but I question whether or not if it stuck around at the top
I
for
will say this
a couple
summer
weeks.
was an incredible summer.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, nothing else immediately jumps out from my mind from Spider-Man of other movies that were going on. Hmm. No, it was probably a couple of years later for that. And no, got a lot of films going along in my head, but they're most likely scattered along a whole bunch of different years.
Yes, it is still Spider Man.
Okay, safe bet then.
But I say this, I think, every year that we've talked about, but damn, this was a good summer.
Yeah, with all the stuff that we had earlier on in the year, the couple of movies, and again, there were the songs, but the fact that they're not immediately bringing the song back to mind is probably maybe a blessing, but probably a case of were they really that popular?
But like this summer, there's a new Star Wars movie, there's a Scooby Doo movie, there's Men in Black 2, there's Road to Perdition, there's Austin Powers and Gold Member. There's a bunch of good stuff this summer.
Dear God, just the fact of remembering the Austin Powers thing in the case of I was technically a part of that, but only semi. Just, huh.
I, I, I hope they do another Austin Powers.
Again, they can try. At the very most, there's a bit there for it at the very least, but it's mostly a question of the ideas that they can supposedly bring to it and if they could supposedly get some of the actors back into it again. Because I believe, especially with, I believe it was Mike Myers,
It
was
was.
Austin with that. Um, I vaguely remember comments being said that he wasn't too intrigued on going back into that series again.
See, that's the weird thing because like I've seen things where he says he doesn't want to do it again, and then other times he's like, "Oh yeah, I would do another one."
Depending on his mood, I suppose.
Yeah, I kind of hope we get another one, but I'm okay with just having the ones we do. Anyway,
Yeah, nice little time boxes of the era.
oh, they definitely are. Okay, so number one song in America this week.
Hmm, with those. Still been a couple of weeks from that previous one, but I probably just go with the safe bet of Ashanti with the song that's been going on over the last couple of weeks.
Yes,
There's nothing else immediately coming to mind.
it is still "Foolish" by Ashanti.
Hmm.
Alrighty, so now we move on to video games. So
Hey.
there's some there's some stuff here. There's actually not that much this week, interestingly enough.
Hmm.
So on May 7th, the day after this game, or after this episode aired, if you had a Game Boy Advance, you could pick up a little game called Tactics Ogre: The Night of Lotus,
Okay.
which it's a prequel to the rest of the Ogre Battle series. It's a tactical role playing game. I'm guessing it's something kind of like a oh crap, what's the name of that franchise now? Fire Emblem.
In my case, it comes out more as Final Fantasy Tactics, just with its specific design.
That could very well be. I will see if I can find a screenshot. gonna get a look at it. Yeah, it kind of it looks a lot like a Final Fantasy Tactics kind of. Just looking at the like screenshots and stuff. Yeah, that's definitely a good shout.
Mhm.
Moving on to May 8th on the PS2. Oh, it's a game I didn't know existed, but I'm not surprised it does. And we're going to have some fun stories about it in a minute. It's a game called Britney's Dance Beat.
I feel mildly scared because I do not know of this particular game, and it leaves me mildly terrified.
So I'm assuming you can figure out what it is though, just by the title.
Yeah, vaguely, but still kind of a case of I don't really want to know.
It's a rhythm game based around the music and videos of American singer Britney Spears.
Which, on the one hand, is not surprising around the time, but also a mild case of do you really want your kids to be playing with this, people? Especially with the music videos that were being released around that time?
The game only contains 5 songs,
Oh, geez. This would be something that you could stick in a pack of cereal.
but it was like a PS2 game.
Which again does not surprise me. The PS2 was fairly good. We're getting a whole lot of people that probably did not have a lot of knowledge for making games.
Oh, it also got a Game Boy Advance and a PC release, and people pissed on the PC release for some reason.
I wonder why.
No, but here's the thing: the PS2 release from Game Rankings got like 63.29%.
Oh, there you go. At
So
least there was somewhat of an audience.
that's not a terrible review, but the PC version got 18%.
Okay. It was around that time where the companies releasing these particular games kind of went to reviewers and were like, they'll kind of pay you to do a review for this. Please make it good.
Okay, here's my favorite. Okay, I am assuming that what is on Wikipedia is true when I tell you this, but I really hope it is true. How long do you think the development time for this game was?
Kind of taking the basis of how much development time for this thing should probably run. I'm taking a stab. Probably maybe at least a month.
This game took 18 months.
Hmm. Possibly understandable, but then also a case of just with how short it supposedly was.
I mean, I mean, Dave, I have to do some quick math here. So, okay, in comparison, uh, that's roughly the same amount of development time as Super Mario 64 took.
For that, and then
And
of course, kind of very different levels of where these would probably sit.
I feel like Super Mario 64 is probably a better game.
Just a teeny bit. And I think the only other thing on the Britney Spears line was how much litigation they probably had to go through for copyright infringement, for making sure the songs and whatnot kind of went through. Just, but even then, ugh.
No, the game was made by like THQ, so they would have just licensed everything. Like that shouldn't have taken that long because they can just pay the licensing fees. I mean, whatever. Anyway, we spent too much time on Britney's dance beat.
Mildly surprising, but also very sad.
Oh, it makes me so happy but so sad at the same time. And the last game we have to talk about, also on the PS2, that came out the next day on May 9th, was a game called Headhunter. Are you familiar with Headhunter?
Not even in the slightest. It's kind of two minds thinking. It's either a very cutesy little game of little doll characters switching heads, or a very realistic case of murder and a whole bunch of blood.
So it was also a game that was released on the Dreamcast. but only in Europe. That's interesting. It's a third person shooter. Basically, it's strongly influenced by 1980s action films and Paul Verhoeven's science fiction films. What?
Hmm.
I have to play this game now.
I wish you the best in finding and making your way through it.
I, but what? Oh, okay. Anyway, moving on to the episode.
Indeed.
Okay, so Connor fires stakes at Angel, but Angel dodges them. Everyone takes a defensive position, and a fight breaks out between Angel, the Grusela, Gun, and Connor. Angel tries to reason with his son and end the violence, but Connor simply knocks Gun and Gru out of the way and continues to fight with Angel. Focused on the fight, Angel gets the upper hand on Connor, but before he can do anything harmful to Connor, Angel stops himself. Connor takes the opportunity to run, and Angel tries to follow, but the Daylight and his friends stop him. On the streets, Connor saves a drug addict named Sunny from her dealer. They find a place to stay where Sunny and Connor share a kiss. Connor wakes up in the middle of the night to find that Sunny has overdosed in the bathroom. Angel finds Connor and tries to explain why he couldn't save him, but Connor punches Angel and calls Holtz his father. An officer enters the room and aims for Connor, but Angel takes the shot to his back. Connor pauses in his escape out of the window as Angel struggles to get up. The two finally escape together. While hiding from the police on the streets, Angel tells Connor that he has somewhere to go if he ever needs it, and he will always be there whenever Connor needs him. Connor knows that he's not alone. He runs off down an alleyway where he meets a much older Holtz, the only father he has ever known. Dun dun dun. So, what do we think of this episode?
So, firstly, just small little sidetrack of the possibly one-time introduction character going by the name of Mistress Mona. She's great. Just kind of the case of she can't stand a place or leave a place without being completely transported somewhere else. And it was mildly hilarious being introduced to her character, having her assist with the issue of we have a random tear into a hell dimension in our hotel lobby. We might need some assistance.
Yes, I have unfortunate news for you. This is the only time she will appear.
It's so sad. And she had to fix the tear in reality, the big cosmic no-no.
Yes, yeah. No, she is pretty great. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not getting any more of her though.
Nah, still, but kind of a case of nice little light within this episode of, oh man, whole bunch of things. So, just the fact that Angel still has the concern and protection for Connor is definitely good to still sort of see, though it's kind of a case of how badly is this going to be turned against him. And it was definitely intriguing for seeing Connor and or Steve, again, just with the names given, just his reactions and other interactions within this episode. Just gotta quickly double check to see if I can get the name of the actor who played him.
Who played who?
Who played Connor in this episode?
Oh, it's Vincent Kartheiser. I'm probably pronouncing that last name wrong.
Okay.
Kartheiser?
Or something like that. But still, just his kind of reactions. He played it well. There wasn't anything super extraordinary with his performance and whatnot, but still fit the performance of he's lived in this entire hell dimension and had his way of doing things. And just the bit of introduction to this new world, he still knows how to defend himself, but he hasn't been introduced to too many nice things in quite some time.
Yes.
Oh, and of course the fact that Holtz also made it through the portal. Yay! Connor has his dad. But then also the case of, oh dear God, Holtz is back.
Yes. Yeah, so they're definitely setting up some stuff for the next 2 episodes. Um, yeah, the next 2 episodes. Okay, so let's talk about some international titles for this episode.
Ooh.
We have two, but unfortunately, it's just a new world in different languages.
No, no one else could come up with something fancy or interesting that wouldn't completely spoil the episode.
Apparently, not for this week. So,
Sadness.
for next week, we'll be discussing the episode Benediction.
Oh, yay.
Okay. Um, how do I tell you about this? Um, um, well, I'm just going to read the synopsis and I'll cut out the parts that are too spoilery.
Duly noted.
Okay, so Angel and Connor fight side by side against a gang of vampires at a nightclub. Angel learns that Holtz, now much older, has returned himself from Kototh and seeks a confrontation with him. Cordelia's interest in Angel makes the Gruselog jealous. Cordelia learns that she has a demon power that can help Connor let go of his bitterness and hatred. Okay. Lila tries again to recruit Wesley for Wolfram and Hart. He dismisses the offer, but keeps her business card. Holtz tells Connor that his future's with Angel, but also maybe sets him up for a bit of a fall.
Hmm.
If this is the episode I think it is, it's quite controversial.
Duly noted, but also kind of the cases of, oh god, some stuff is going to be happening. But additionally, it reminded me of two other things that happened kind of related within the past couple of episodes of Cordelia kind of having concern and whatnot for Angel with all the stuff that's been going on, and the Grusela kind of misinterpreting or being, again, jealous of the attention that she's giving to Angel.
Yes.
Which, of course, we had to have the love relationships with Gunn and Fred, so now we get to see the other part of the love relationship things with the Gruselug and Cordelia. Yay!
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, for with the next 2 episodes, don't expect everyone to come out okay.
Yeah, Wesley, who's definitely not feeling okay, especially with the first meeting from Wolfram and Hart, with her just lovingly jabbing him in the chest with all the particular uh, stuff they discussed.
Oh no, I'm saying a character's gonna leave the show and it's not who you're expecting.
Duly noted.
Oh god. Okay. Never mind. That's not for now. Anyway, so until next time, I've been Paul.
And I've been Dave.